Hi guys, let's talk about this problem. Ignore Miss Jones's hair and surroundings. And like I said, it's not going to have anything to do with you getting this problem done today. All right, so let's take a look at this, what we have. Clarence has a dozen eggs. The model below is shaded to show the fraction of eggs that Clarence used each day for 3 days. We have day 1, day 2, day 3. What fraction of the dozen eggs did Clarence use over the 3 days? So if we're identifying our main idea, if we're identifying our main idea, we're going to find it in the question. The question is, what fraction of the dozen eggs did Clarence use over the 3 days? So what fraction of the dozen eggs did Clarence use over the 3 days? This is a supporting detail. So here we go. Here are our supporting details right there. Okay. We have day 1, day 2, and day 3. So if I know that I want to know the total over the 3 days, we know we're going to be adding and putting these numbers together. So before we can do that, we need to figure out what the numbers are. And it does tell us in the main idea that we are dealing with fractions. So let's go up to the very first model and let's figure out what we have there. Let me erase this little picture here. Okay, so day 1, we have 1 out of how many? 1 out of how many? Well, let's make sure we count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We have 1 out of 12. That is our first fraction. All right, so let's look at the second one. We have 2 out of how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 2 out of 6. And then for the very last one, we have 1 out of 2, so 1/2. Okay, so we have our 3 fractions. Let me a little bit bigger. Okay, so let's take a look at this. If we are adding these fractions together, the way you solve this particular problem is the same way we would with any other fraction problem with unlike denominators. We need to find a common multiple for all 3. We need to find a common denominator. So we have the denominators 2, 6, and a 12. We would find the least common multiple and then figure out what the common denominator would be. But there is a simpler way in solving this problem, and we can do it by using the models. That's the whole point of having the model there in the first place. So I'm going to show you a shortcut, and I want you to be sure that you are using this strategy on your paper as well. All right, so I'm looking at these models, and I notice if I look at the whole thing, all of them are the same size. If we're looking at the whole picture, right? What we can do is come up to the one that has the smallest amounts, the one that's broken up into 12ths, and we're going to see if we can bring those lines all the way down. So I'm going to just extend all the way down. So tell me if that's working out. What do you think? So by doing this, and look, those are already lined up for us. By doing this, what do you think is happening here? The first picture is broken up into 12ths. What are we doing with the other 2? You got it. We're breaking those up into 12ths as well. So what is our common denominator? Our common denominator is 12ths. All right, so this one is still a 1/12. So day 1, is still 1/12. What is day 2? Let's take a look at it. Day 2, let's see if we have 12 pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We broke it up into 12s as well. So how many is shaded? Take a look at that. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 out of the 12 is shaded. And then what about day 3? We know that's going to be 12 as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 out of the 12 shaded. Okay, now that I have a common denominator amongst all 3 numbers, now we can put them together. So what is 1/12 plus 4/12? You have to excuse my handwriting. I know this is bad. It's hard doing it on the computer. And 6/12. If you get the answer 11/12, you are correct. But let's prove it. Let's come up here and let's figure out if it really is 11/12. So remember, we're talking about adding all of the numbers together. So if that is the case, look at all your shaded and count to see if you have 11. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 shaded, and each model is divided into 12s. All right, if you understand the problem, that is wonderful. That makes me so happy. So what I need you to do at this time is make sure you have all your notes taken care of and look at the second problem, okay? Let's work that one out together as well. Once you have that done, go ahead and go to your next station. All right, guys, very proud of you. Bye-bye.